It's always nice to see familiar faces and smiles wherever we go. And even after 80 years, here at Woodland Jewelers, some things will always stay the same.
My grandfather, Tony Woodland, came to Williams Lake in 1933, and he started as a watchmaker. And then when my father came back from the war, they built the store at 83 Oliver Street. And then in 1973, my father purchased and bought this building.
Since then, Woodland Jewelers has not only grown and expanded beyond just watches, but it's been kept within the family.
It is quite a feeling to be continuing something that that your family started a long time ago and that has had struggles to keep going. But it's something, if you've had it your whole life, you can't really think of it not being there.
Tony was first, my grandfather, then my dad, Ralph, was second. And then I came into the store. And then my sister, when she moved back to Williams Lake, she came into the store and she's my partner. And now my nephew, Jeff, who's a goldsmith jewelry designer, he repair and he does his jewelry designing.
The history, obviously, it's got an effect on the way that I feel about the approach. Some of the times when I have people come in that say that they got their engagement ring from my great grandfather or my grandfather, that's powerful. That's pretty cool.
And today, Jeff and the family continue to make new traditions by designing and donating a custom ring every year for the Caribou Memorial Hospital fundraiser.
We had always been looking for something that had, I guess, that really showed in a big way our support for things.
This is our 8th year. We started on our 75th anniversary and decided that we wanted to give something back to the community.
But we wanted a real, one that we would get excited about. And it was a very good idea because we get excited about it every year.
And they sure do. In fact, now, Jeff goes beyond just designing the rings. He makes them from beginning to end himself.
The first year I did the design. I didn't actually do the making of the ring. But each year after that, we started far enough ahead of time that I had time to do the work as well. And it's really rewarding, and I get pretty nervous. I probably get more nervous than anybody else who's there. For one, because it's my work, and because I don't know who's going to get the ring. I'm designing for potentially 600 people, and not knowing who it's for, it's like going on a blind date.
Despite not knowing, this polished perfectionist makes sure he creates every creation with the utmost care and attention to detail.
A lot of times I find with designing, it's very organic. I can be walking down the street and see a puddle that's a certain shape or something that, that triggers it and go, oh, and you start thinking about it. And after 100 different revisions of thinking about it, something might click and go, oh, I like that shape. I mean, the swirl that's in this year's ring, I was watching a TV show and they were breaking down the inside of a shell. And there's a perfect spiral inside of a shell. So when I looked at the ring, I looked to do an exponential spiral, right? Something that starts out in a small and then kind of swoops out to a bigger curve.
And surprisingly enough, the jewelry world wasn't always Jeff's first choice of career, but it's now something he can't imagine living without.
I've said that to myself before. I never thought that I would be using pencil crayons in my professional life. That wasn't one of the things that I had thought. There's a lot of times where a lot of feeling and sentiment in jewelry, and it's not uncommon to have people in tears. That is an indescribable. That was not something I expected. Sounds terrible, but I look forward to that. I don't look forward to making people cry, but to know something means that much to someone means that all the points that were frustrating were worth it.
And with that passion, Jeff continues to strive for success. And it even looks like Woodland Jewelers might already have their 5th generation jeweler. For a chance to win this one-of-a-kind ring, raffle tickets can be purchased at Woodland Jewelers. For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Christina Jung.